Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, March 6, 2018. It's currently 6:30 a.m. And right now we have the calm before the storm. It's nice and tranquil out there, light winds. Temperatures rather chilly out there, ranging from the mid-teens to mid-20s over the far northern interior, mid-20s to lower 30s in your suburbs, and upper 20s to lower 30s in your urban areas and right along the coast. Right now, high pressure is in control with clear skies to sky cloud cover. That's why your temperatures have been able to fall off. And we are pretty much waiting for our next major winter storm. Now, when we take a look at the surface map, you see high pressure in control. This is our old coastal storm from last week. And here comes our new storm for tonight through tomorrow. This low pressure system will track towards the Ohio River Valley. And this low pressure system is called the secondary low pressure system. Will be tracking towards the mid-Atlantic coast and will eventually become the primary storm, rapidly intensifying off the New Jersey coast tomorrow morning, producing periods of heavy snow, a little bit of rain along the coast, very strong winds, and I cannot stress this enough, the potential for power outages, very poor visibility, and major coastal flooding, especially for Long Island and the immediate New Jersey coast. So this is going to be a significant storm that's going to have significant impacts on your travel. So if you have an airplane flight, if you're driving or anything tomorrow, I would suggest either holding off till Thursday or leaving right now. Okay, so this storm will have a significant impact on travel. Visibility at times is going to be near zero, especially with this heavy wet snow, so it is not going to be a very fun storm. In terms of the radar, right now we're high and dry, no precipitation approaching, but you can see the very outer edge of our storm here. Now, the primary low is starting to lose some punch here, and so that's why you see your precipitation shield kind of broken up here. But as our new coastal low takes shape, you're going to see a rapid development in precipitation tonight, especially once you get past midnight throughout the northern mid-Atlantic. And on the infrared satellite picture, you can see the expansive nature of this storm. Here is our primary storm right now and the upper level feature going along with it. Now, this upper level low is going to swing. You can see the cold air aloft here, and that's really important. So this is going to be a major factor in this storm. The difference between the surface temperatures and the colder temperatures aloft. And the reason why is because it's going to introduce the potential for what we call convective snowfall. You may actually have heard of it called thunder snow. There are some signals, I'm looking at the model data, that would strongly suggest the potential for, at the very least, some strong banding of snowfall, which can lead to enhanced snowfall totals, and also convective snowfall. So we're going to watch that very closely. And then here we have our moisture transport with the moisture connection all the way from the Pacific cutting through the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see our secondary storm trying to take shape here. And you're going to see this whole area light up by this evening and overnight tonight as the new coastal low takes shape off the North Carolina and Virginia coast and tracking to the northeast towards what we call the benchmark, 40 north and 70 west. Perfect track to keep cold air along the coast for the most part and leading to a heavy snowfall potential. Now let's dive into this forecast. For today, increasing clouds throughout the day. You're going to see winds from the northeast starting to develop around 5 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 20 miles per hour by this evening. I think the precipitation, though, will hold off for the most part. I can't rule out a passing rain or snow shower as you head towards the late evening hours. But for the most part, we're talking about dry weather conditions throughout the day. Temperatures will rise very nicely into the mid to upper 40s. Overnight tonight, our coastal low starts to take shape. You're going to see snow breaking out, snow mixing with rain along the immediate coast, and that's why our accumulations are going to be held down a little bit. Temperatures will be falling into the upper 20s to mid 30s throughout the region. Of course, warmer as you head towards the coast. As we move on through the storm, you can see that the colder air is going to start to dominate. Now again, for the most part, we're dealing with periods of moderate to heavy snow, but you're going to see at times a mix over to rain and sometimes even pure rain over portions of southern New Jersey as this low pressure system begins to intensify. But as the storm lifts north, the cold air is going to come in and change any type of mixed precipitation back over to snow, and that snow will be heavy at times. And because this is happening in the evening, your temperatures are going to be falling. So your high temperatures are most likely going to be at the very start of the storm, temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 30s, and then they're going to wet bulb and fall down into the lower to mid 30s, allowing for snow accumulation. While this is happening, very strong winds are going to be developing, ranging anywhere from 15 to 30 miles per hour from northeast to northwest, with gusts over 40 miles per hour. So here are the impacts I am expecting with this storm. Now again, if this storm tracks a little bit closer to the coast, then we're talking about a warmer environment, and therefore the snowfall accumulations would fall. But based on everything I'm seeing, I'm thinking the low pressure system will be a little bit further out over the Atlantic, more towards the European guidance and the GFS guidance, based on the way that the whole pattern is setting up. So what I'm seeing here is right along the coast in this purple shade, that's about 3 to 6 inches of snow. This is where we're going to introduce a little bit more rain over southern New Jersey. A lot more rain is going to be mixing in, thus the snowfall totals of 1 to 3 inches. This entire area, though, your primary impact is not going to be snowfall, which granted will create travel problems, but it will be the coastal flooding. Water levels are already elevated from the last storm. You combine this storm, and that's going to produce some major coastal flooding for the region, and something that really needs to be monitored as the storm develops. Of course, also with the strong winds, there will be a threat for power outages. Just away from the coast, this is where you're going to get your 6 to 12 inches plus. Now, I get it. You're probably saying that is pretty large range. And the reason why is because we're going to see bands of very heavy snowfall. Now, when air rises, that's going to lead to major cooling and, of course, heavy snowfall rates. However, on the other side of that, where air is sinking, it's also going to limit snowfall. So you're going to see some pretty impressive snow gradients here as a result of that lifting, where some areas will get 10, 12, 14 inches of snow, while other areas will struggle just to get 6 inches of snow because they're in that band and outside of that band, and so the snowfall is lighter, and you may even mix with a little bit of rain and sleet. So that's why we're seeing such a range of 6 to 12 inches in this area. As you move a little bit further west, we're looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow, as these locations are just outside of the main heavy band, but still good snow accumulation will be possible. The further west you are, the more likely you're towards 3 inches, and then far to the west, 1 to 3 inches can be expected well out to the west of the forecast area. So that's what we're expecting with this storm. The primary impacts, again, watch out for those strong winds, creating power outages, very poor visibility along the coast, prepare for moderate to major coastal flooding, and of course, travel conditions are just going to be very, very poor, especially from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow. Looking at the rest of this forecast, the storm leaves on Thursday. Could see a few lingering snow flurries. Windy conditions can be expected, lows in the upper 20s, highs in the upper 30s to lower 40s. On Friday, a area low pressure is going to remain to the north, keeping the threat for a few passing snow flurries, but for the most part, we're going to be dealing with scattered cloud cover and still a bit windy. Temperatures ranging from the upper teens to lower 20s for lows and upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. High pressure on Saturday will produce scattered cloud cover. Temperatures will range from the lower to mid 20s for lows and upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. On Monday, high pressure will produce scattered cloud cover. Temperatures will range from the upper teens to lower 20s for lows and upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. On Monday, our area low pressure is now expected to remain to the south of the region. We'll watch this very carefully, but right now it's expected to remain suppressed and south of the region, producing heavy precipitation for the southern mid-Atlantic, but missing our neck of the woods. Still a bit breezy, though. Temperatures will range from the lower to mid-20s for lows and upper 30s to lower 40s for highs. And on Tuesday, scattered cloud cover, windy conditions. Temperatures will range from the upper 20s for lows and lower to mid-40s for highs. That is your forecast discussion for today. Thank you for following NYNJPA Weather. And as always, please stay safe out there.